Boom. They have every single dang word in there. Call us, and they're reiterating that CTA every single dang place. I love it. So they're showing up, and they're sending people to that page. That page will not convert. This header section is taking up so much space. All right, so we are going to be heading all the way over to Denver, Colorado, where we're going to be taking a look at restoration companies. So let's take a look at the keywords real quick that we have. So we have 5 that we chose here: water cleanup services, water damage restoration, water damage repair, water damage restoration services, and water damage leaks. So very, very broad keywords. Again, when you're trying to identify competition, when like with a tool like this, or you're trying to see who's advertising on stuff, use broad keywords that generally the people searching would be using, right? So you're not trying to think about, how would the companies, like what keywords that companies would use, even though they should be going after them, but what are the keywords that you generally expect people to be searching on? There are other tools to do that. You can use Google's Keyword Planner or anything along those lines, but you really want to put yourself in the mind of the people who would be putting the search in. So these are fairly general, which is great. So you should be able to catch a lot of people, and we did. So during this reveal, we identified 32 competitors in the greater Denver area, and found 473 unique ads. So let's jump in and take a look at the advertisers. Okay, cool. So since this is broken down, there's 30 plus of them. We wanted to make sure you can actually see this visibly. So you're going to get the top 10 of folks here, and then the bottom 10 of people who are advertising, but really not getting a big bang for their buck. So you have far and away one person showing up. Whenever we ran these searches, they were showing up 95% of the time. So this doesn't necessarily mean they were in position 1 95% of the time. This just means when we ran a query in for those keywords, this company showed up far and away more, like almost triple that of the second place contender there, right? So let's take a look down and see if there's anything else that's interesting. Yeah, so they were showing up for every keyword in every location and had far and away the most ads. And then you kind of see a real just stark drop after that. All right, I got to see what they're doing there. So that's Abbott's. Let's just take a look. There you are. Abbott's Fire and Floor Water Damage Restoration. So again, they have 240 some odd ads. So they got a lot of stuff that they're showing. Obviously, these are going to be Google, like mixing and matching different types of creatives to get that level of ads. I highly doubt they wrote every single one of these, and that'd be silly if they did. But we can take a look here. Here's their top ad. We sort by visibility. So what's the one that's showing up the most? What single ad is showing up the most? And let's take a look. Water damage restoration services. Boom. They have every single dang word in there. So very straightforward. Water damage restoration, water damage repair service. Our cleanup experts have the equipment and know-how to address the water damage property. Water damage restoration service, Denver, open 24 hours. Okay, I like that they bring up, they're open 24 hours. I like that they're reiterating what's put in the keywords themselves. And in these types of scenarios, when you're in like emergency things, like, hey, stuff just got damaged by water. You don't need to be cute. You don't need to be like, hey, you don't have to get into like marketing type language. You need to be direct. And you probably want to get into kind of giving them a little bit more of a reason to click as opposed to everybody else in your area. So it'll be interesting to see when we start looking at other advertisers, how they position themselves here. I like, water damage repair service, water extraction and drying. So for water damage repair, so boom, again, really, really nice and easy there. Abbott's cleanup and restoration, water repair damage services. Cool. Really all pretty basic, just a matter of fact, which is fine. There might need to be some cases of maybe doing a little bit more persuasion for to have them stand out, because this is a very competitive market. And so you might need, if everybody just has this, then it's a matter of, again, then it just turns into a game of who's showing up first and who's answering their phone first, right? But it looks like they're using the same lander for everything. Let me double check. Yeah, okay, cool. So let's take a look at this lander here. All right, so this is one of their main pages, it's looking like. So they're going to like their kind of like, this isn't a designated landing page, which is a bummer. But it's doing a lot of the jobs here. Like one of the benefits of a landing page is that it keeps things absolutely focused. That's odd. I haven't seen a navigation on the left-hand side for a long time. But they have, navigation, which can be distracting. But when they're putting that in there, that's not the worst. Water and flood. So then you're just getting into all these different areas for them to lose focus. What's that do? That's just improving the site. Interesting. I haven't seen one of those on a site as well. I guess it's for making sure that people who need, if they need to make changes so that they can actually consume the content, they can. Cool. That's nice that they're making sure that accessibility is up there. But yeah, water damage restoration. I mean, that's exactly what's water damage restoration. It is said right here as well. So they're reiterating it at the very least. Train crews ready to respond and deploy necessary resources to mitigate your loss. This is just a lot of speak on that. Things like maybe just be more direct on that. I mean, this is pretty direct, but it's still using like quickly respond and deploy necessary resources to mitigate your loss. I think lean into the pain and then how you can solve it. So water damage restoration, like, and speak to the end result here. So, if they're saying you're mitigating your loss, protecting your property, and ensure your safety, you can probably turn that around and be like, and just really call that out. And it might and break down maybe in bullets how you do that. So you could say like water damage restoration, like expertly train crews to mitigate your losses, protect your property, and ensure your safety. Here's how you do it. Or you could probably keep it that way as well. You don't need to get into kind of like this unnecessary language there. We're standing by 24/7. Great. It's an awkward section. Just as a note, water damage doesn't just cost money. It could cost your home's integrity. I see what they're going for here, and they're being a little creative on that. But it's not just the initial damage, but what happens next. So I see where they're going. Our water damage. And here's the deal. Like when you have a page like this that does have conversion elements to it, you know what they're trying to do. This is their service page. So they're trying to stuff water damage in as much as possible. Let's see. Yeah, water damage itself shows up 11 times. And so they're really, really just trying to stuff in those keywords so that they show up in the SERPs well, which again, that's what you do on SEO, less on what you do for PPC. You need to be kind of explaining like why they should be working with you. You're not educating them on what water damage does. It's how do you fix their water damage issues, right? Free inspection, like for general comprehensive training. Yeah. I think what you need to differentiate, and this isn't differentiated in the ad itself, like is this somebody who needs water damage support now, or is it somebody that is exploring whether they need an inspection? So you're kind of conflating the two on this page. So you just want to make sure, especially if you're paying for sending traffic and you are, far and away the heavy hitter in terms of like show up, at least in visibility, you likely would want to have a really dedicated landing page based off of whether something's an emergency or they're looking for inspections or they're doing anything along those lines. That's we are starting to do that here, but then you're getting into education, then you're getting into inspections. It's just a lot to handle, and it's not staying terribly consistent with the ad itself. Like it starts off strong. Hey, they typed in their keywords. Hey, their keywords are in the ad. Hey, you're being straightforward about what you get. And oh, there's water damage restoration here too. And then you get into the contact us. Oh gosh, that is a phone number. Might want to make sure that people know that they're going to be clicking a phone number there. But yeah, you're going for all calls. I say this every time. I feel like a broken record every single time I look at these things, but it's dedicated landing pages are always going to beat these pages because you have so much more control. And the fact of the matter is Google is continuously trying to take control away. They're trying to take control away from advertisers, from agencies, from anybody that is spending money on their platform. So people will continue to spend more money on their platform or be inefficient with their spend. They don't care what happens after you spend for that click. They don't. So when you have control over something, whether that be your landing page or everything that happens post-click, you need to take advantage of that because you're just spending so much dang money, right? Cool. So it looks like all of these are, I'm curious if I click this, is it just this? Oh yeah, it's just their deep funnel page at this point. Okay. Nice. So one other thing I'm kind of curious about here is just what are we looking like on the old mobile? Let's see here. So yeah, click to call. Icons. It's actually kind of funny. I don't know how valid these studies are anymore because this was almost 10 years ago. But I think it was Dell that had run a massive test on their website where they were testing icons versus text buttons where it just tells you what to do. So like call or a phone number or something like that. In their case, it was, I think like it was actually for searching. It was a magnifying glass versus a button that said search. And button that said search increased engagement overall. Icons, we still have to make a connection with, and words we'll be able to process much faster because we don't know, oh, they have a telephone, or like what happens when I click this thing. If you have something that's clearly like click to call or like a button that has the phone number in it, people are going to know what to do a bit more. And since this is a sticky section, you probably want to update that. Then yeah, I mean, it's just a standard responsive website. That's fine. I'm not crazy about when anybody sends people to deep funnel pages. I think that they could be just as bad, if not more damaging, because that page has a very specific purpose. That page's purpose is to rank, right? And when you're kind of trying to get service pages to rank, they're not the most friendly or the most direct, and you need things to be direct. You need much more control. All right, so let's take a look at another advertiser. All right. I mean, might as well just go down to the number 2 in this spot. So Denver County water damage repair. Let's see what you got. All right, let's do it. So this is the number 2 most visible advertiser when we were running this search here, and again, number 2 by a lot. Like the first people we saw they're getting the bulk of the visibility. So let's take a look at water damage restoration. So there it is, keyword right there. Free. Okay, nice. There we go. Oh my God, these ads are so much better than what I was seeing with the one that has the most visibility, and here's why they're better. You're saying what you are, and then you're giving them a reason to select you over the crowd, right? Again, this is a very competitive spot. People need to position themselves and kind of like juke and jive when people are just being like very much, hey, we can estimate this for you. The last group of people, I couldn't put my finger on like what was missing because I don't know the water damage space. As you can tell, I'm definitely not anybody that knows how to do anything water damage restoration wise. But free water damage assessment, epic. On site in 60 minutes, awesome. What else do they got? Any other cool ones? Those are the ones that are mostly get a free estimate and advice. Nice. So when you click on this, what can you expect from me, right? What can you expect from you clicking on this ad, from you saying, this is the one, these are the people that are going to help me with this need, this very direct need I have right now. And then they dig into the stuff that people were licensed and insured, certified technicians, call for like, awesome. I really like that. And then their keywords are matching their titles, which is exactly what you want to do. So it's staying consistent with the query, which is awesome. All right, let's take a look. Yep, this is definitely not going to be they're going to go, they did it. They went landing page. Heck yeah. And there you go. Have water damage. Water damage is a threat to your home and your health. Don't delay, call now. I mean, you don't have to get the question if they're clicking this, they do. But you are staying consistent, right? Are these the same? Just want to check. Yeah. Okay. So they're all the same. So they're not doing anything different by like placing keywords. Cool. That's not a big deal. Hurry, call now. 303. So yep. Notice what they're doing here. Buttons with number, not just icon. Smart move. And then also there's no navigation. This is very specific. We can handle your water extraction, removal, cleanup, damage, repair, and restoration. If you need water removed from your property fast, call. This is great. This is exactly what you need to be linked to. Notice how they're not educating. They're not saying like, hey, like this is going to hurt you in the future. Do you need an estimate? Do you need help right now? Like they're saying exactly this. They're trying to say, get you to raise your hand to be like, I need help here's what we can help with. So by clicking this ad, you said you need help and you need their assistance. They're validating what you need assistance with and then telling you what to do next. Why choose 24/7 emergency service? Cool. Do you need help with one of these problems again? So I called it before they did it. Right? Do you need help with any of these problems? Right? You've expressed that you have a problem. Now they're just trying to make sure that one of the main problems shows up right away. And the second you see it, you're like, oh, these guys can help me out, right? What our customers say. So cool. Our partners who you work with, calls now. This is great. This is no real notes on this. Like, I'm not going to get into design aesthetics, hierarchy, anything like that. This does the job. I think the headline is a little weak, but it's probably working just fine. And then they get into a very scannable page that has a very logical flow. You clicked an ad. I have a problem. Hey, is this your problem? Reach out and like, this problem's bigger than you think it is. Call us now, right? What's included? And that is reiterated from the other things that they said. There's a free water damage assessment. Boom. Free water damage assessment. Then it goes down and tells the rest of the story. We can do all these things. We do, like, here's what you get when you call us. Here's the benefits of working with us. Here are the specific problems we can fix. Call us. And they're reiterating that CTA every single dang place. I love it. All right, let's take a look at mobile real quick before we move on. Cool. So you have water damage. Yep. So, they should probably just have like a sticky like call button if they can get that there to make sure they reiterate the CTA enough. Oh, some things are breaking there, so make sure that that's tight. But overall, like, heck yeah, this is a great page. And I'm really happy to see they did that, because as I've been doing more and more of these like local funnel assessments from Google Ads, it is shocking to me how many people just send to their homepage or to their like their inline SEO pages, like the ones that they're trying to rank for, their service pages. Those aren't going to cut it, right? And then I think you can easily see the difference between what you saw with this particular page versus what you were seeing with Abbott's. So really dig it. That's awesome. Let's kind of let's take out another one. And I like how both of those were local as well. It's good to see more local folks showing up, because normally it's a lot of national brands kicking people out. Let's do HRSRS. All right. So water cleanup, immediate service, water damage, Denver. Nah, that's fine. You should probably, if someone's searching for cleanup services, you should be talking about cleanup services. I can already see kind of where we're going to land in a second. Immediate service rank number 1. Okay, again, that's better than I think what Abbott's did, but not as good as what the last folks did. Water damage repair, water damage Denver, yeah. Water cleanup and rest. All of these are bleh, right? You're talking about yourself. You're talking about what you do. What do they get? Why should they be clicking? Like, they have a problem that you know how to fix. What is the pain point when someone's putting water cleanup service and they're typing it in, or they're putting in a search term that triggers that keyword? What is going through their mind? What will make them assured that clicking on this ad and working with you is going to solve their problem, right? So right now, the standout was from those last set of ads, because they really talked about, like, here's the benefit of clicking here. Like, thank you for considering. When you click this thing, we take this very seriously. These are the things that we're going to be doing for you. That's fantastic. Let's take a look at the page. All right. So I'm curious. Is this just their website? Okay. Yeah. It looked like it was maybe a small microsite, but this is their service page. So, full service reconstruction and restoration company in Denver. That's what you are. But I'm looking for someone that can do water cleanup. I'm looking for somebody that can do water damage. You're not saying the word water or damage at all in your headline. And it's actually a pretty tough headline to read. The white text on the white, blue, gray background is a little tough. Bringing your property back to life, handling a home. See, you're teaching. You don't want to be teaching. And I get it. It's a service page. You're trying to get your keywords in, and you need to be treating it as like a more of a why, because maybe the people that are getting here aren't in such dire straits, right? An example of structures restoration HRS can do. This is a book. Nobody who's clicking an ad that's like, hey, my house is flooded or water is damaging me as we speak, is ready to read a book. Right. Then you get into what you do. Cool. We're here to help. Whoa. Awkward form for sure. Really hard to read. Good that the call now exists. All right. But also if you click call now, that's going to bring you back to the top. So you want to make sure that that doesn't happen. Call us hours. Yeah, this needs a ton of work. Like, you're in a very competitive space. You're spending a lot per click. You're spending a lot per lead. Well, I mean, you got to be spending way more per lead because that is a rough page that you're sending people to, but you're not keeping up on the promise that you're saying in the ad. And when it comes to advertising, it's really all about consistency, right? You need consistency between each touch point. So here, F for consistency. I know I don't grade things ever. I don't know why I just wanted to do it, but this is rough. If for some reason, whoever's running marketing at this site sees this video, I know these are super niche for like agencies at this point. Take a look at what the other folks did in the last example, and you'll have an idea of like really how to turn this into, or how to create a worthwhile page that will be geared for conversions and not just, just sharing a page that has a total different purpose on your website. Right. I'll look at mobile. I don't really care, to be honest. Yeah, it's rough. Again, and when you're using like landing page builders or doing anything there, they give a lot more control over like what shows up on the landing page. So yeah, this one needs some work. And like, hold on, how were they doing? They were on the, let's see. I mean, they're up there. They're in the top 3 of advertisers in terms of visibility. So they're showing up and they're sending people to that page. That page will not convert for people, especially people that are in an emergency. People are going to see that and be like, no, I'm going to go to the next one. And likely if these folks beat you to it, you're hosed, right? Let's take a look here. This one only has like, I want to go into like the lower ones, but I don't want to pick one that's just so low that it's like, meh. Let's check out restorationspro.co. There we go. Let's do it. There's only, I think like 2 ads in this one. Okay, cool. Yeah. So they're going for water damage repair and water damage restoration service. Boom. See, they have the right idea. Water damage repair, 24-hour same day service. Cool. I need that now. Right. When a tree fell on my house, I needed them to remove it that day. I didn't care who I went to. I needed to know that they could be there that day. Right. So let's take a look at the ad. I mean, these stamp, 24/7 local damage repair near me. Call now, Yeah, all good. Let's take a look. And yeah, it's another service. Oh, yeah. Another long service page. So water damage restoration, 24. I like how they treat it at first like a landing page. You have kind of this lander heading. Like this stuff isn't too distracting up here, which is cool. Get water damage out, help. That's pushing to a telephone call. Great. 24-hour service. This is nice. Then you get down here. And so this is where they're doing all of their like keyword stuffing and those types of things. This is probably one of the, actually, I started off the kind of like really hating on this with the, but I don't hate it as much now. I get what they're doing. You're really hoping that this is going to do the job for you. And that when they identify like, hey, water damage experts, 24/7 restoration services, here are the things that we cover. Call. Like this is actually fairly well done for what is a long tail service page meant for ranking. I haven't seen something like this that I've actually been kind of cool with yet. So that's a pleasant surprise. How does this play on mobile? Let's see. Page source. Oops, that's page source. I'm going to hit inspect. Yeah, and so same deal. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, here's a service page I don't hate. Is it a lot to read? Yeah. But that they do very well up here is they reiterate, hey, so they're injecting location. I'm in Austin. That's why it's there. So like where these ads were showing, which were in Denver, it'd be saying Denver, Colorado, water damage restoration, 24-hour removal and cleanup. Boom. And so this is doing the job and then just going into a long form page with a persistent CTA. So that's freaking great. I don't have a lot of notes there on this one. So they have I'd be curious to know what their conversion rate is on this stage, but they're also low volume. So whoever's running ads to these either has less confidence in their ability to close, or they're just not scaling up ads yet, or they're not going after broad keywords. It could be one of those things. Let's take a look at one more, and then we'll call it a day. Advanced 24/7 restore. I like that. Let's try it. Cool. All right. So water damage restoration, 24/7 water damage cleanup, dry out and restoration. Cool. Water damage cleanup services they're reiterating there. Again, with these ones, less like they have the 24/7, which is good. Less of a reason like why to click other than like, hey, this is this thing and I'm clicking just this in order, right? Not a lot else to say on that. I think, was it the last set of ads? There was only 2 of them. Those were solid. And then the second set of ads we saw like that were kind of really digging into like what you get when you work with us, like free estimate, same day service or something along that. So people know 24/7 doesn't, it kind of works, but it doesn't necessarily have the same power as same day, or like emergency water removal. 24/7 emergency water removal would be pretty tight. All right. So yep, they're just sending to the main website. Flood damage. Okay. So is everything going to flood? Okay. So that one's sending to flood damage. So then they're sending the rest to water restoration. My guess is they're going to be about the same. It's just this changes. Is this for home or business? Okay. So as I was trying to leave, they hit me with that, get a free quote today. So then they're showing a big old fan. So the thing here, oh gosh, the thing here, it's like this header section is taking up so much space. I think I'm on a MacBook Air, like 11 inch. So it's a little smaller, but like on a phone, let's see what that looks like. On a phone, that's still taking up, about a third of it. And then it's taking up a third for the entire page. So it feels like you're kind of like, it's really kind of claustrophobic in there, honestly. But okay. Water damage restoration, 24/7 water removal, dry and cleanup. And then they have this picture here. And then when the things they offer or the reason they'd work with you is way under the picture, then here comes the CTA where this is just text. Doesn't look like it's something that's clickable. Yeah, this is just their service page. They have a lot of the like city served. Awesome. Making sure to include that. I'd have that on every page to get a price, probably get a quote, or I mean, that's being nitpicky. So sorry. Yeah, this page just needs a lot of work if you're going to be sending ads its way. I want to go back to our buddies, and I want to make sure that this is up there for people to see. Again, I want to close out with this because I think this was the best example of a landing page we had today. So look at the difference between these 2 pages. One obviously is more aesthetically pleasing, but this has better conversion elements all the way down. Like this is missing everything that you need to see at a glance. And when you're on Google, it's all about glances. It's all about glances, right? So then they dig into what they do, what they serve. They get into, hey, we're insured. We do these things. We're highly rated. Lot of texts, unnecessary. Then CTA. CTA comes like well below kind of like the fold and in the interaction. And then it's just not a scannable page where people know exactly what to do. This is very different. Could this be a prettier page? Absolutely. But is it something that just will flat out work better than this one? I would bet buku bucks that this converts significantly better than this every time. All right. So thank you so much for hanging out. If you watched until the end, that's awesome. If not, and you just skipped around and all those other things, I mean, that's kind of awesome too, because we get those watch minutes. What we saw today were a lot of local companies, which was great to see in the space, but most of them aren't really utilizing or optimizing for the post-click experience, which they need to be doing. Again, that's where you have the most control. Just take the control back. Like, don't let Google just kind of like completely control the ads narrative, right? So think about what that post-click experience is and think about consistency between keywords, ad, and landing page. And please, just for the love of God, stop sending to service pages. Just stop, especially if you're in the emergency space, right? If it's, I need this done fast, they're not going to read it. They just need to feel good about like how easy it is to contact you, whether you can help them out. And they're digging for a price. Like, what's it going to cost? and how quickly you can get to them to tell them what it's going to cost. So lean into those things. And then with your ads, don't just say the what they should be expecting and what the benefit is choosing you. So instead of just saying that you do water damage restoration, you're the #1 water damage restoration people, say you can be on site in 60 minutes, right? Say you'll get a free assessment, right? Any of those things are going to be better and help you stand out, especially looking at some of the ads that we are seeing in the trends. So if you want to be able to do what I was doing in these reports, you can. We have a tool called PPC Reveal. You can see that in the top left corner, so you shouldn't be surprised by that. And we have a 14-day free trial. You can go check it out at ppcreveal.ai. If you are a marketing agency and you need help running ads for your clients, or you just don't want to run ads anymore, send them our way. So kind of reach out to InvisiblePPC.com. Check out kind of what our services are, and then book a meeting with one of our partner specialists, and we'll let you know if we're a good fit, because we don't like to take on business that we can't succeed with, because our success is your success, which is your client's success. So if you like this, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you have a particular niche and a location that you want me to check out, just throw it in the comments, and we'll be able to kind of jump that up the list. As always, thank you again for watching. And these are, a highlight of kind of the workday. I really like looking at what local businesses are doing and distilling down that for everybody who takes the time to watch. So again, thank you so much. I'm Justin Rondo.